Hi, let me show you a few things about saved sections in Squarespace. Maybe you want to repurpose a section, add it to another area of the website or another page, or maybe you want to duplicate it a few times. And I'm gonna show you how to repurpose this in a couple different ways and how that works. Let me share my browser, and I've just got a very basic web page here. Nothing special, really simple and clean. Now, I want to create a new page because these folks want to sell some top level domains. Let me click on pages and go and create a fresh new page. I think that's going to be the best place to start here at the outset. And we'll just create news. I could call it news and announcements or something, but whatever. So as you can see, this page is empty. But we like the header on this home page where it says just one word, plastics, if you get the reference, kind of cool. We click edit. That's what I just did. And you're going to see when I hover my mouse over that section, we get this modal, this little pop-up over here on the right. It says edit section, lots of options in there. You can duplicate and you can save this section. The arrows are for reordering the sections on a page. I'm not going to focus on that right now. I'm going to click this hard. If you click this hard, it's going to save this to a library. You can't see yet in here, but it's going to save it to a library called the Assets Library on your website. Now, I'm going to save this to the site. I had another option there to save it to my account, but that's only because I'm a Squarespace Expert Circle member. Not everybody has that. So now I've saved that section. I'm going to hit exit. That's all there is to it. It's just click the heart on any section, and it saves that section to a library in the website. So now when I go over to this news page, and I hit this edit button, you can see because we started with a blank page, we get this add section. If I click that, you see this big modal come up and there's lots of different sections, already pre-designed layouts that are just repurposing or using the styles that are already established on the website. But one of the options over here on the left is saved sections. I'll click that and you can see that's where our header area went. If you add more, and we'll add more in a second, you'll see how those stack up and what order they go in, but the last one saved will be at the top is kind of how that works. I'm going to click that and add this section. I want to add another section here, right? So if you're working on a page that already exists, like I showed you a second ago, a blank page, the add section button's right in the middle. In this case, since this page already has sections, and yours probably does too, I'm going to add a section by clicking the one above or below that area. And in this case, let's just create a new section really quick. And I'm going to add a text block. And I'm going to want this text to be a little bit bigger because this is news and this is going to be a press release. I already have text saved to my clipboard. And I want small margin here. Actually, it's probably a little too wide. Let me narrow that, drag it to the middle. It's fine. This is all fine. So now, if I want to save this section to that library and repurpose it on another area of the website, I can click this heart and save this to the website. If I hit save and come out of here and hit exit, I'll show you an example of what I mean. I'll go back to this home page. We'll hit edit and scroll down and add a section and hit saved sections. You could see now that for immediate release copy is that section is here in this area right here. So we don't need it there. Obviously we're going to create that news page, but I just wanted to show you how to add that. So now, how do you manage these sections? Like say you've saved 10 of them and you want to remove some of them. Maybe you have duplicates, you have multiple versions that are all pretty similar. You can easily delete a section. I'll click edit and hit add a section. Go back to save sections. You can see now there was a checkbox. It's always been there. But this checkbox, if I click and check it, I get this trash icon at the bottom. I mean, it's going to show me select all, deselect all, select one. If I've got two selected, it'll say two. And I can just delete that section and close, and now it is not saved. Now, it is still on the page, as you can see. It doesn't delete the section from the pages on the website. I got more on that in a second. It doesn't delete them from the existing instances across the website. It just deletes it from that saved sections library. So if I was to save this again and put it back in there, which is fine. Now, I can repurpose this and put it anywhere on the website I want. Like say, I want to add it in here, saved sections, because maybe I want different copy in here about hit in paragraph about how excited we are. And it's going to go and write that paragraph. Now, this was that saved section with this same for immediate release copy. Let me hit save. I'm going to hit add section just so we can see that library again. You can see that the section itself is unchanged. So when you add an instance of a saved section to any page on your website, you can edit it freely and it doesn't change the asset that's already saved in that saved sections library. And it also doesn't change any of the instances or use cases of that saved section anywhere else on the website. You're free to edit these. It's not like it's some kind of server-side include. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this showed you a few different ways that you can use it. I use this feature all the time. We make dozens of Squarespace websites a year, and we use this on every single project. It's saved my bacon countless times. So if this was helpful, you learned something, maybe you saw something you didn't know and you had already been using this, whatever, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. And if you hit a blocker on this, or if you have other questions about how saved sections work, just leave a comment below and I will be glad to reply to you, or maybe even make another video. Maybe we'll deep dive on repurposing sections. So anyway, have a great rest of your day and thank you for watching.